What's going on, everybody, and welcome to A Different View. We're going to get right into our topic today, which is going to be affirmative action.
For those that aren't familiar, affirmative action is defined as an action or policy favoring those who tend to suffer from discrimination, especially in relation to employment.
So let's discuss affirmative action. Is it really necessary? Is it used as a crutch for African Americans?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I feel like, I mean, it goes both ways. Like, it's either
let's start with giving us a definition of affirmative action.
Okay, so is it are African Americans getting jobs because they're talented, or just to be a statistic or a number or a part or
for a company?
Yeah, or just to be a part of to set the quota right. You know what I'm saying?
To remind you all, affirmative action is making sure a certain company has a certain amount of
minorities
within the company.
Right.
So I feel like sometimes it is used as a crutch. I mean, sometimes I feel like black people, or maybe not even just black people, I feel like minorities, they feel like they're automatically equal with everyone. You know, everyone has to put in the hard work. I mean, just because you necessarily don't get the job doesn't mean it was because of something towards race. You know, I feel like a lot of times you really just have to work hard and make sure you put your best foot forward and make sure there's no reason that anyone will be able to tell you no.
Right.
I feel like without affirmative action, there wouldn't be as many African Americans or Mexicans, because without companies saying, okay, 10 to 15% has to be minorities, we may not be in that company, because certain people that are in power, they're not going to look from our perspective like, oh, there's no blacks. If there's someone in power, they're going to be like, okay, there's one black person here. You know, they're not really going to...
It also depends on the company, because let's say they have that mindset. Now, others who are more open-minded, they be like, okay, we need more diversity. They can do that without affirmative action or with affirmative action. I agree with both of you guys, as we do need it. We still need it because we do need African Americans to get the opportunity, but they work for it, then they deserve it.
See, I feel like it was good in the beginning, but now I feel like nowadays it's not. I don't feel like people are so focused on race anymore. I know race is still an issue, but I feel like the main color these days is green. Not too many people are still. I mean, if you look at the people that are high up in the company, and have a well-ran company, they know what it takes to make a company run well. They know that it's not just about races, which is going to get you paid. It's about the different type of people that you can put in your company that can make the best impact out of what your company is trying to do. So, you know, I feel like that's not too big of an issue anymore.
But, you know, it kind of saddens me, because it's just like, why do we have to be the minorities? It's like, white people are always working together, you know what I'm saying? And they need to have us as a minority in their company. How come we can't have our own thing and make them the minority? That's what we really need to focus on.
I mean, we can try, but African Americans only account for 12 to 14% of the population. So I think that deals with it. Like, it's just crazy, because there's not that many of us, but yet the HIV rate and stuff like that, we have the most, you get what I'm saying, the most ratings. So
think about it like this. So what if you had think about how many black businesses go out and try to hire white people?
But they don't.
Exactly.
Because it's all about each one teach one. Like, we want to grow together. So.
Exactly.
Who's going to look out for us if we have to look out for each other, because they're obviously, that's why I think affirmative action is very, very important.
I mean, do you guys think that we're progressing, though, as a race? Do you really feel that?
Absolutely.
I do.
Do you think so?
I think so, yes.
I feel like a lot of people look down on the fact that some people get into a job maybe because of affirmative action. It's like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Here because you're black,
right?
You needed black
and that's
people.
kind of a handicap towards our race, also. Like, I mean, we know that we are going to get the job just because we're black and not because we're talented, and that's what we really need to break.
But you can go into an interview and still not get a job. It really doesn't matter. Well, something that a lot of people say is, we have a black president, so we don't need affirmative action. That is like the ultimate thing that a lot of people say, but I highly disagree with it.
I disagree with
yes.
that. I mean, because he's not here.
It's still people that struggle and trying to get a job.
Right. It's very hard. It is very, very hard.
But for those people that do work, you know,
hey, because my mother works hard. You know, she got her job because she works hard. You know, not just because she's a statistic and they needed her. My mother works hard, so.
But if you're a statistic and then you become like the overwhelming reason that the company's doing good, then hey, you know, that's the most important thing.
Then it's for their benefit.
So do you think affirmative action should stay in place, or do you feel like we should?
Do you think it's harmful to Black progress? That's
it cannot harm us. It can only help us. There's no way that affirmative action can. They're saying all affirmative action is doing is saying, here is on a piece of paper, is saying that your company has to have Black people. Without that requirement, who knows? We already don't account for CEOs, and you get what I'm saying? We don't own a lot of things. So if that's taken out, it can only hurt us. If the affirmative action is taken out, it can only hurt us. That's what I feel. It cannot harm us.
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like people that want to make money, they not gonna look at color. You know, people that really want to make some bread, they gonna hire the Asian people. They trying to go overseas. If anything.
But it's also in their mindset. Like if they thinking with a racist mentality, I mean, you could think green, but you want white. You want to see white.
Right. That's why in the definition it said for those that suffer. Not everybody suffers from discrimination, but some people do. It's unfortunate, but it still happens, still occurs. So, yeah.
Well, I'm on the money team.
We all are.
I mean, we all trying to get this money. That's why we in college right now, so we can get to the money.
College? Nope, don't say that, because college doesn't always help. I mean, there's people with master's degrees that still don't have jobs. So it's all about who you know.
Agreed.
So
yeah,
So what about the white people that feel like they didn't get the job because of affirmative action? Do you feel like that's an issue?
No, not at all, because you have plenty of opportunities.
I mean,
they have, but you know what?
They have plenty of opportunities, but Black people don't.
No, but they have more. They have an advantage over us, and everybody knows that. White women have. They're never wrong, you know what, in our society, and that's the sad thing. Like,
that's the thing. I feel like Black people put that mindsets in each other.
No, but it's proved. I mean, you can see that though. It's clear that you can see that. I mean,
that I feel like that's to attest to their families. You know, if you were the one to put, like you said, your mom works hard for what she did, and she made sure she provided for you to give you better opportunities than she had. So, you know what I'm saying, as a young lady, as young people, we need to try to do the same thing. Make sure we go out and get it so that we can make sure our children can live better lives than we did and be more privileged.
Okay. Well, we have to take a short commercial break, but stay tuned because whenever we come back, we'll be chatting with a new fashion group on campus. Don't move. Welcome back to A Different View. Today on our Student Spotlight, we will have an artistic fashion group, the Cotton Club. This group creatively collects entities that possess an affinity for fashion and its related avenues on their online blog. They showcase the talents of their peers through the dynamics of art in various ways. Welcome.
Welcome, Cotton Club. Yeah. Well, we're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Now, okay, so the Cotton Club, everybody wants to know, what is the Cotton Club? You know, you guys are hip, trendy, fashionable, you know, so like, what is it? How did the name get started? Because the Cotton Club is, you know, it's the original Cotton Club in Harlem, New York. So how did you guys choose the name, and why?
All right, so the Cotton Club is, as you know, it was a club in New York. It had a little bit of controversy that dealt with it or stuck with it, where Black performers like Duke Ellington and whatnot were forced to perform, not really forced, but they only could perform in front of white artists. So we kind of wanted to take that and kind of spin a light to it. You know, with time, you know, things get better. Right. And so we wanted to make it a positive look on that. So one thing, taking that theme, we, what is it? So we try to create, like we take the things that people look at as not being, I guess, nice and whatnot. Right now we're in an age where being unique is different. And it's supposed to be good, but we're coming from like a period where we were doing this before that was even, I guess, kind of hip. And so we're giving spotlights to those things that kind of get overlooked. So one of the main things we like to do is thrifting. And thrifting,
I love the thrift.
And thrifting, you know, you take something that someone obviously did not care as much for. You pick it up, and now you try. Mostly, the challenge is trying to make it yours. Another thing is, obviously, we're in Greensboro. We're trying to bring light to the Greensboro scene. So that's taking the word cotton. You know, cotton, denim, and Greensboro have a long history, and so that's kind of like the complex structure that
Okay, so I saw on you guys' blog, you guys have Michael Jackson, Andre 3000, you know, just really some fashion, you know.
Icons.
Right. So what are you all's inspiration? Who do you look up for fashion, or did you just find it on your own? Like, just tell us.
Well, I think, we probably all have different answers, but kind of the same though. I would have to say I get mine from culture, like the Asian culture, back to African roots. And then, of course, I take different designers like Alexandria, also like street etiquette. I also look at them.
Oh, okay.
And just, I guess, A&T as well. Like,
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit.
David?
Kind of, well, what he said is important, but just kind of shedding another light to that. I also like to, I like to dress functionally, and so I think it makes me proud when, you know, you go out and you're wearing something that fits the weather, fits the scene.
Right.
There's a lot of, when you look into the history of clothing and you realize why things are the way they are, and when you're able to do that and wear it for that reason and still be stylish or still be...
So as a mechanical engineer, you want to be the most stylish mechanical engineer ever. Because I don't know any engineers that dress like
That's what he was trying to say. He looks better than other engineers.
Yeah.
He's not a nerd.
No shade,
like,
but
I
right.
look good and I'm going to have a great career.
Yeah.
I like your style too.
What about you, Ernesto?
My style is pretty much is like dare to be different. Okay. I like to show essence of being weird and being unique every time I dress up. So my inspiration mostly comes from nature. Okay. I love to look at nature and just look at different, I guess, the abstract of it and the just different things that people don't look at. Right. And I love looking at people, because most of the times people can give you the smallest inspiration to come out with the dopest outfits. So,
I agree. Yeah.
I like your style. It's like a little British eccentric look. You know, I like that. But so how do you guys' parents feel about the way you dress? You know, because I don't thrift. Mariah's the big thrifter, and I need help, because it's just like, I get tired of like looking through all that stuff, you know, but she has the patience. Yeah. She has the patience to thrift. So how do your parents feel about your trendy look and the thrifting, old back in the day style?
Old fashioned.
Well, me, I've always been different, or I guess weird. So my mom, she's pretty much used to it. So I guess with thrifting, you know, occasionally I would save up money, lunch money, $1.25 here and there to buy some shoes and stuff like that. But you know, you can't do that every day. So thrifting has always been a part of my closet. So.
Wow.
Yes, me too.
So for me, my parents enjoy it. I mean, I think they're proud, because it's not, you know, the whole sagging your pants thing anymore.
Right.
So they kind of just let me do what I want to do.
Cool.
Well, for me, honestly, I just got into, I guess, this whole being stylish like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
So
we can't tell.
Yeah, no, I do my research. So my my family always know I was always different and I was always weird. So for them to see this other side of me is I don't know if they're still accepting it, but I don't know. I like this way. I love being me now. I feel comfortable. So
we enjoy it. We enjoy looking at you guys on campus. You know, I like the different style and everything. I love it. I'm just, you know, the simple. I have a stylist, so it's like it's hard.
Lana goes to the mall. She doesn't really know how to thrift.
For me, y'all. I don't know how to thrift, so y'all have to teach me. Maybe a weekend. But thank you guys so much for coming on A Different View. We appreciate your style. You know, adding a little color.
Anybody that thrifts is welcome to come at any given time. So
remember, please teach me. But thank you guys once again.
No problem.
Up next is Girl Talk with Khadejah.
Hello and welcome to Girl Talk, where we empower self-love and positivity. Today on the show, I will dig into the minds of 4 handsome Aggie men who can all provide a different view on what they find attractive in a woman. Some ladies may feel that boys are more attracted to physical appearance. So let's really see what they really like. So joining me today on the show is the handsome Malcolm Hodge, the mastermind Miles Henderson, the suave Stephon Ellison, and the oh-so clean Jonathan McClain. So guys, what is the #1 deal breaker for you? What is one thing you will absolutely not tolerate in a woman? Starting with you, Malcolm.
One thing for me is when a girl smokes frequently. I can't tolerate that at all. Like, it's just a no-go.
Okay, yeah.
For me, it's indecisiveness. I can't do it.
Wait, but all women are indecisive.
But you have to know what you want to some degree.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Disrespect. Like, you gotta show me some respect.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially a black man in this world we live in, you gotta show me some respect. And I should give you respect back.
For me, I believe hygiene. You know, I feel like a woman should carry herself as a lady. You know, she should appear herself as a lady. I feel like, you know, you can't, I'm not saying she should not look dirty, but I think she should care about her appearance.
Okay, all right. That's good. Those are great deal breakers. Okay, so Miles, I know that you're in a relationship. So, do you think that people knowing about your relationship what kind of effect do you think that can bring? Because not everybody knows that you're in a relationship unless they personally know you. So, what do you think about that?
I think it depends what they know about your relationship. I mean, if they're knowing all your business, the negatives about your relationship, if you're telling everybody what's wrong with it, then I think that affects your relationship. But if people knowing that I'm in a relationship doesn't really hurt or help my situation.
Okay. What do you guys think about people knowing about businesses, about everybody's relationship?
With female, I mean, I gotta put this, like, you want people to know. But then again, you don't want people to be like, that's trying to get with you, to be all up in your business. That way they can sabotage it and everything like that. But then again, it goes back to, like, how strong are you with your significant other? Like, you shouldn't let nothing affect that at all.
Definitely.
I live by the phrase, you know, a private life is a happy life. So
definitely, yes, I love that.
I agree.
Okay, so I know some guys have experienced maybe being in a relationship with an African-American woman or even just, you know, talking. So, you know, how sometimes we may say that African-American women have an attitude. So have you guys ever experienced that? And if you have, did it like kind of lead you to want to date outside of your race?
It's never led me to want to date outside of my race. Before I came to A&T, I have dated outside of my race, but I believe all women have attitude, so that's nothing that I really take personal.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually like attitude.
Okay. You like a little feistiness?
It doesn't really bother me at all. And my first girlfriend was white, so.
Oh, really? How was that?
It was interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
How did your parents feel about that?
My mom she's very like easygoing. As long as like I'm not doing something ridiculous, she doesn't care too much. She lets me kind of just make my own decisions. But. Okay.
That's good. Mama respects.
Man, my mama will kill me if I ever stay outside my race, man. I better stay with an African American. Like, for real. I mean, I like a little attitude, a little feistiness. I mean, that makes me know that you have a mind of your own.
Okay,
and, you know, you can fight back as well. And I like that.
Yeah, I don't see the attitude being a problem. You know, I can deal with that. It's not a problem, though.
Okay, so what do y'all think about the phrase, you know, people say African-American women have an attitude, and then they say, no, we don't have an attitude, you just can't handle a strong black woman. What do you feel about the difference between a strong black woman and having an attitude?
I feel like no matter how strong the woman, every woman needs that one guy who's going to be able to not necessarily put her in her place, but just be able to be the man in the relationship and let her know what's okay and like what's not okay. And that way, you know what I'm saying, I feel like all women admire that.
Okay.
Definitely, I agree.
Okay.
Control. I'm sorry, but you know, some black women, they get too feisty and they think they wearing the pants of the relationship. Like, you gotta have control. You gotta know when to stop and when to keep going.
I agree with you know, what all the gentlemen said.
Okay. So, Stephon, what would trigger you to just settle down with one woman?
With one woman?
Yes. Oh. At such a young age, because you know, we're young, we're college students, this is our time to have fun, but if a young lady would come along, what would trigger you to just settle down with her?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, what I look for is a woman who is ambition, career goals. Like she wants to complete this and this and this before any type of thing. Like, she puts me second or last before her job. Like, she put her job before me. Okay. And like, that triggers me right there, because that tells me if we get in a relationship, you're not gonna ask me for nothing but support. And I'm gonna give you some support. You know, you ain't gonna ask me for no money, no nothing, because you got your own career plan and everything like that, and that like inspires me, because that inspires me to do better in my career and stuff like that, and that's what I love.
Definitely. Thank you for the answer. So I hope that one day you'll find that lucky lady.
Sure, I hope so too.
Okay, so I know a lot of guys look up to their mom. You know, they have a really close relationship with their mother. So do you feel like whatever lady you date or whatever lady you date in the future, do you want them to have some traits that your mother had?
I would definitely have to say yes. I would be looking for similar traits within my mom, like with the lady that I'm with, just because, you know what I'm saying, with those traits that she's put in me, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm going to look for in somebody that I would like to date in the future.
Yeah, I agree. Only thing I'm not looking for is the trait of a mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need the traits of my mother, but not the trait of a mother.
Yeah, definitely.
My mom crazy. So I don't want that type of trait. I mean, the only trait I'll take from my mother is being strong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Like that. That's the only trait. But for my grandmother though, like having money to pay bills all the time and then just giving money out for like no reason and everything, like that's the type of woman I want. And I always want to cook every day. That's what I like.
Every day.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I do, want, those traits that I see in my mother to appear in my significant other, just for the simple fact that, that's the lady who birthed me. So I know that if she took care of me, this significant other can take care of me as well.
All right.
All right. So, did you want to say something, Malcolm?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. All right. So to wrap this up, one word. What is one trait that you would look for in a woman? One word. Intelligence, definitely. It's imperative for a woman to be intelligent so that she can teach her kids.
Exactly. Teach me. I would like to learn from her the same way I teach her.
I'm going to finish this the way I started it. Decisive.
He got some personal problems.
Yeah, really, with your relationship.
But you have heard the slogan, women aren't meant to be understood.
It's not about being understood. It's just about, like, if I ask you, if you tell me you're hungry, you're starving, and I say, what do you want?
It sounds too personal.
Wait. Because me and my boyfriend, we have that all the time. I'm like, it's whatever, but sometimes y'all just come up with something, I don't know, basic, like Wendy's. Like, no, anything but Wendy's.
See, if we say Wendy's or Subway, y'all gonna be like, nah, Olive Garden, lobster. Like, come on, y'all.
But then you know what you want, though. Like, if you say those options, then that works. But, like, don't leave it, like, blank, like a blank slate. So decisive.
Okay.
I'm about to say desire.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Desire of, like, trying your hardest to want to love me, then want to get so on top of your career.
Definitely.
And just family oriented. Like, you have that desire to do that.
I say confidence. I need a woman, who can walk with her chest out and keep her head high and know that she's a woman of God. That's the most important thing.
Yes. That is very imperative. All right, so fellas, thank y'all so much for coming on Girl Talk and keeping it real with us.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. We hope you have enjoyed Girl Talk.
So how you doing today? I got my friend Mr. Parker here today coming to speak with us. So just want to get your opinion on just how the internet has an effect on the lives of society today, and maybe even how we get our news today and what we may even think is news today.
Well, the internet gives us a different perspective. Sometimes it's a positive, sometimes negative. Right. I think for the most part, though, we are seeing negative influences. Things that you're seeing here should, in fact, causes us to do better, but based on what I'm seeing, the results of lives, it appears that the negative is coming out versus a positive influence, wherein people are influenced, have a tendency to see a biased view of the world, because what is advertised most of the part is the negativity that's taking place, not all the positive things. You hear more of the negative than you do the positive, and it seems to draw people's attention. They seem to be drawn to it. Right. But what it does, it gives a lot of people an opportunity to begin to want to have a mindset that they want to do something that's newsworthy, but not necessarily productive. And so they do just anything just to get in the news. Right. And again, those things that are negative get highlighted more so than the positive.
I do think that the internet and social media has had a negative effect on American society. Some people put too much on their social media, and that can damage them for future endeavors. However, the internet has also had a greater impact on American society because you can be very informed and informed very quickly about what is going on. So I think it's both negative and positive.
How y'all doing, everybody? I got Abby here with me. So just want to ask you a quick question. So what do you think, or do you feel like the internet and social media has a negative effect on the lives of Americans, and maybe even the effects on what we feel like is newsworthy these days?
I do. I feel like it has a lot of negative effects because everybody believes what they see on the internet, and most of the time it's not true, or it's like a bent truth.
Gotcha. So how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel like you get a lot of your news from the internet?
I do, but I don't believe it to the full effect because it might have like a different side to it.
Okay. So I also feel like some people might not take the time to, you know, research what they see on the internet. So do you do that sometimes, or?
Yeah, if it's like a big problem, like maybe with the stuff that's going on with like police brutality, like I'll look up both sides of the story or like different sources and stuff just to get like a full story of it.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.